Depth and kind of break down. Like, were you guys happy with that raid? Looking back, with Vault of Glass.
Vault of Glass.
Vault of Glass,
Yeah.
I'd say more happy than I was with, or happier than I was with Crota's End for sure.
Which was the second raid.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, absolutely.
break down some of the fights. Like, what were y'all's favorite fights or favorite parts about it? And I'll show some of them here. Just call them out as you talk about them. But like, talk about the raid, because I never did the raid. I only watched people like you guys do it, so I don't have the experience of being in there. So what was it like?
Stressful.
He's essentially our raid leader. He figures everything out and tells us what to do.
Pretty much. Sorry. My bad. It's because I love you. It's why I feel bad every time chat gets mad at me, because they're like, "Why are you guys being so mean?" And I'm like, "No, I just want to beat the boss. God damn it." But no. So the first time we got into Vault of Glass, we opened the first door real quick. For those that don't know, you have to. The entire thing is the raid. Like, there's no walk-in part. Like, even opening the door is part of it.
Yeah.
Open the door. You do a little jumping. You go down and you fight waves of enemy while big dude shooting at you, and then he has a shield. You can't shoot him back. Do that for a while, defend some stuff, all that kind of stuff. Then you have to kill oracles where they kill you, and they spawn everywhere. Oracles are they're a Vex machine race weapon, more or less, that exists only in the Vault of Glass, that will erase you from time and space, and you will have never existed, and you are dead. Much like how the Gorgons are an ontological weapon that if they see you, they can say, "You don't exist." Everything in the Vault of Glass is designed to make you not exist.
By the way, the game doesn't tell you any of this, Jake.
Yeah, that's
the problem. That's why I respected it.
It's in the lore.
Yeah. The lore in Destiny is some of the best I've ever read, and none of it is in game. It's all on, like, you get collectibles, and then you got to go off of your console. You can't even read it on the game. You have to go to like your mobile phone or Bungie.net and read it there. It's bullshit. Like, they've shown that they can do like still screen animated, and somebody does a theatrical reading. Like, why haven't they done that with Grimoire yet? Is so ridiculous.
I honestly wonder if that's a result of people playing WoW for so long and no one reading quest texts, or no one caring about, like, it's literally accept quests.
They're there for like the gameplay almost.
And go. I mean, and you saw in like year 2. They added, obviously year 1 had pretty much zero story into it, especially when you compare it to year 2. And so they have like the cutscenes, which people enjoy watching because they're pretty, but no one wants to sit there and read text. So I can understand why they removed a lot of that from game from that perspective. But
I mean, they should at least have like a kiosk where you can go and at least read it in game.
I feel like it would be that much memory to put that in, like, and plus they have the kiosks now for everything else that stores what you have. So if they're already having a check system for that, why couldn't you have a check system for what your grimoire is? And then you can just pull it up and read it.
Pull it up in game. Expecting a console gamer to leave their console it's tough. It is the first mistake they made, and it's one they still make. Yep. And it's an issue with not only grimoire but also looking for group. Because matchmaking is not looking for group.
Still a huge.
That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole
well, we'll get to that. I didn't even think about that topic, but I'd love to talk about that.
To wrap up Vault of Glass in a short amount of time without going into the entire encounter like I was doing, because I'm just used to it, is that if you're not familiar with Vault of Glass, it's a raid where you fight a Vex machine race, and there are deep mechanics. I wouldn't even say that deep. There's some mechanics that in order to do damage to the bosses in there, you have to do a certain set of steps, and then you can damage them. And it's fun. It's great. It's like a puzzle while you're fighting a boss at the same time, if you're unfamiliar with what a raid feels like.
Yeah.
And if you have Destiny and you haven't played the raids, I encourage you to do so. They are, in my opinion, the most fun in the game, period. Hands down.
But the reason why you play the game, really.
Because then when bad stuff happens, you're like, and you just freak out about it. Or if a giant scary man pops up from the ground, you run away like a little girl. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And
you say nope, nope, nope.
Is this the one where you have to hide from the Gorgons or whatever?
Yeah.
See, that's one thing I've always respected so much about Destiny is when it came to like the shooter raids, nothing really existed out there. Maybe I don't even know if Warframe. I think Destiny was first to raid when it came to like the shooter world. And they did.
Warframe had like FPS bosses, but I don't think
it wasn't like it wasn't as.
It wasn't to the scale.
Right. And I feel like
Yeah.
you just fell, so now this is you dying, right? With the Gorgon. Yeah. So then the entire raid dies because one person got noticed,
Got caught. Yeah.
got caught. And so they're incredibly unique in that regard. And I think that a lot of people won't ever get, at least in year one, never got to this content because, like you guys were saying, it was so fucking impossible to gear out and get to this level unless you put in like countless hours.
And there's no matchmaking for it, which wouldn't work in the raid. But there's also no in-game LFG, which is silly.
Did they ever tone down the difficulty of any of the raids after they released them?
When you got higher light level, higher character level, it was easier to do.
But I'm saying, like, someone that had never stepped into it, it was still the same difficult as you guys stepping into it for the first time.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's not that way. But this time, though, just for premise for the year 2 raid with King's Fall, they designed their heroic, the harder version first, and then toned it down for normal mode. So that way, hopefully, it's more approachable to people. So that way, more people can be involved with all of the content versus just a limited capacity of Crucible or just doing the daily bounties and stuff like that.
This run, I think it was one of your highlights was 150 for Vault of Glass. What was the normal average run for you guys, like first time or second time back then?
Over an hour, I think.
I mean, like the second time, I think like we actually got our clear. I think we did it in just under 2 hours.
No, yeah, it was one.
And then it got shorter and shorter. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it takes like 45 minutes an hour
just to run through them. If you know the encounters and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some of the DLC started coming out in year 1. Which was first? It was
Dark Below.
Dark Below was first, and that was in December 9th, 2014. That brought in Crota's Ends, which you said, Rex, you enjoyed this raid more so than Crota's.
Yeah.
What was
Crota's End has, I think, a pacing problem and then also a boss problem. So the pacing for it is really, really quick, especially if you know what you're doing. And then basically literally every single encounter can be soloed by a single player. Without being overpowered, just because of it not being designed. I don't want to say properly, but like, I guess they didn't think of what the players were going to do with it. So things that would take 6 players to get across a bridge and not die, someone can just pick up a sword and using their special jump ability or a super, jump all the way across the bridge without touching it, and therefore not dying to the thing that's supposed to kill you. And then because they're the only person over there, it starts their second part of the encounter. Because the way it's designed is that once all fire team members are across the bridge, whether the rest are dead on the other side or not, it continues. That the final boss of the raid can be soloed, and all that kind of stuff. So, it's 30 minutes max, especially if you have a full fire team know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes. Yeah.
And then just
the hat.
Yeah, you got really stoked when you got that item.
Nice. But it was just it was just sadly kind of a mess that really didn't get better.
And it's buggy.
Yeah, and they learned from it, I would say.
I think Crota's End was a rush product, though. I think they had to get it
I
done.
feel like it has to be. Like, with how short it was.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They brought in, I guess that's the first time they brought in the idea of having a boss that is only damageable via a certain type of thing versus having you as a player damage it, like you could with Atheon and Templar. You had to have the sword to hurt Crota and stuff like that. But
I feel like the majority of year 1 was them working towards year 2.
Was figuring stuff out.
Yeah. It's really you can see them all through year 1, like following this mechanic. Like the Vault of Glass was all about making your team powerful to do damage to the boss, and then Crota's End was about giving one character the power to do damage to the boss, but requiring your team to back them up. They were figuring out what is a raid.
I got smashed.
You did.
I'm dead.
Way to not use your sword super. Thanks.
Wow, no sword super. Goth killed it.
You had it up. You had it up too.
What a jerk.
What a jerk.
Good job, hat guy.
Sorry, man. Hat guy's out. That's why I got fired.
That guy's gone.
But yeah, I would say Crota's End is the product of why King's Fall took so long to come out, because they wanted to make sure it was a good team experience. I think it is. My still concern is that I think maybe it's still a bit too short, but then again, like maybe that's just because I love raiding and I want to raid for hours because I'm that guy.
You just want more of it. I feel like that's kind of Destiny in a nutshell, though.
Yeah.
For year 1 is like more. Everyone wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great definition of like a lot of the issues was that every time they released a DLC, it felt like it was just it wasn't quite enough.
Wasn't quite enough. Yeah.
It wasn't quite enough. And so it was like, for me as someone who played it every day, it was awesome to see them add stuff.
Well, House of Wolves was a mess.
Yeah. What was House of Wolves for the DLC? Because like I was like, all right, there's third raid House. Wait, there's no
raid.
What the fuck is like? What was this? What was House of Wolves?
It was an oversold. It was overpromised and they underdelivered with House of Wolves.
Yeah.
I would say that was the biggest problem.
I would agree. Yeah. House of Wolves was a mess. If it wasn't for Trials of Osiris, I think this summer would have been a very different story.
Yeah.
For the player base and for a lot of the streamers who did Destiny.
Trials of Osiris was the PvP thing, right? The 3v3.
Yeah. The PvE content was basically booty trash, but garbage.
Okay.
Poop, diarrhea. It was bad.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Same words and everything.
Yeah.
With year one, obviously in the past, what were, I guess individually for each of you, like what was your favorite glitch or favorite, like something in the same vein as a loot cave or just about year one? Like what will you guys always immediately think back to? Or maybe just something that happened in like a raid, like a good story.
I have my favorite glitch.
Go ahead.
If you guys want to think. You can dance on your sparrow. I'm pretty sure you can still do it.
You can still do it. Yeah, definitely.
You can sparrow surf and you can dance on your sparrow. And
so good.
Yeah.
Zooming around the
I would put on Surfing Bird every morning.
You would, and you would.
Yeah.
Oh,
was so silly.
It was very silly.
I would say my favorite. There it is. Hey.
Pretty good.
For me, I'd say my favorite moment or experience that I had in year one. It's a tie between the first time we cleared the Vault of Glass and the first time I went flawless in Trials of Osiris. Trials of Osiris is an elimination-based game mode, and you have to get 9 back-to-back wins to get like the big reward without a single loss. And yeah, it was pretty intense. It was great. I hadn't had a rush like that in a game in a really long time. So that's probably my favorite year one moment.
Nice. Goth, what about you?
Oh, cool. I'm a mod. I'm going to ban everybody. There were so many good moments in year one. I don't think I could pick one. I think, which is there's a cheat answer because it doesn't answer your question. It's a cheat answer.
Cheating, pick one.
I can't, man. I mean, I think the slow forming of what's become the Destiny directory is my favorite part about year one. Not necessarily one moment in game, but just like I don't know how many of you guys in chat. I see a lot of familiar faces, but
sure.
The directory, the list of streamers that work with each other are more of family than people who are peers on Twitch. And it's really built a community, like a true community on Twitch. And that is something that I never foresaw going into Destiny, and it's something that happened over time. And that's my biggest takeaway from the first year of Destiny is the collective of streamers and viewers. It's just been awesome. Cheat answer, not the real answer to your question, but
no, I think it's interesting because that kind of leads into the next thing is for year one of Destiny, you guys had to kind of deal with a lot of shit in terms of people. There was no other game on Twitch that people just fucking hated. That people just like, they didn't play Destiny. They would go into the streams and be like, why do you play this? Like, I'm sure you guys get that still today, but back then year one, it was probably like a lot more. Like, what was it like dealing with the game where you guys obviously love the shit out of it and you still do, but you had to defend it on like a daily basis? Like, what was that like?
Man,
is that actual Deej?
I have
actual Deej.
What? Actually,
it's actual Deej in chat. I say for me, like I had all this experience in the speedrunning community and playing games as that in a way that people hated. like, what are you doing? Stop it. This poor game. It's like you're beating it to death. And it's like, I'm used to people like strongly disliking or having this really antagonistic attitude toward my approach to like broadcasting or playing a game. So for me, it was just like, if it's not your thing, that's fine. Like, that's how I always approach it. Like, look, I love this game, and if you don't like it, that's cool. And if you're going to be a shithead about it, you can either leave or I'll ban you.
I would say the biggest thing that I think people misunderstand, and I saw it in chat today too, was that people sometimes feel like we are paid by Bungie, or that
Sure, I mean that's
all
the
this
first thing,
other stuff. But at the end of the day, like, and it's become, I used to kind of be like, because when I was growing my stream, I was very afraid to criticize the game. I was, to be completely honest, because I was like, I don't want people to think the game sucks and leave, because I'm growing and I'm brand new. But like now that streaming is my life now, like I'm honest about it. So honestly, it's not my job to tell you that. It's not my job to defend the game. My job is to stream. And if you like what I'm talking about or not talking about, it's whatever. It's fine. But at the end of the day, I don't feel obligated to defend something. I know sometimes people will be like, they accuse us of either nut hugging or something like that. And same thing too. If you aren't polarized in one direction or another, you're nut hugging or you
level-headed response.
You're
not allowed to be level-headed.
Why'd you stop sucking Bungie's dick and get some real change made? And I'm like, you watch the stream? We joke about the shit that's wrong with it all the time.
Yeah. So if I don't like something, I'll tell you about it. I do it all the time. Deej, you're in the chat. Put Grimoire in the game. I love the
put it in the game, Deej. Yesterday on stream, everyone, I read through the whole Book of Sorrows, and everyone loved it.
Loved it.
Put it in the game.
Loved it.
Deej, please. I also moved, so you have to send my check somewhere else now, Deej. I need to send you money.
Shit. But yeah, man, a lot of people judge Destiny without playing it, just based off of the not great press, and there was good reason for not great press at launch. But the way that, like, just like Ben said, we really approached it in a manner of, we like it. If you don't like it, I'm all up for having like an actual conversation about someone who doesn't like something or is upset about something. But when they come in the chat and they're like, this game sucks, and everybody that likes it isn't. That's like the first thing they say too. Like, that's an immediate, you're gone. But if you come in and I'm like, man, I really don't like this game because of ABC, then I'm be like, I respect ABC. Here's why I like it. Counterpoints. But you know what? I agree with you on C. C should be fixed.
Yeah.
I feel like people should be, but this is the internet, so that doesn't happen.
It's not going to happen. But that's also the other thing too, is as like the big streamers for it, you guys also hated on the same thing that a lot of people hated on it. But you still played at the same time. But it's like, I don't think people stuck around long enough to understand that you guys obviously played the game. Someone's going to have to be a top streamer for a game because there has to be a top, there has to be a bottom, et cetera, et cetera. But you guys still hated on it and gave feedback and were kind of the voice for everyone else to Bungie.
Which you still get shit for, because then it's like, why do your issues matter more than mine? Is it because you're on
I remember, man. Okay.
I just wear this shirt.
This was the beginning of Destiny. They were doing the first kind of round of community focuses, and there was something that we all wanted in the game, and we felt like it was silly that it wasn't in there, and it was volume control. All of us.
All of it. There was no volume control for the music.
We all muted the game sound because we just wanted to be able to listen to music, and sometimes the game would go from so quiet to so loud that, like, you would just be sitting there like, man, I'm really enjoying this encounter, and then it was like, why? So I said on my community focus, they were like, what are some 2 things that you would change about Destiny to make things better? And I am a realist. I'm not going to ask them, because at this point everyone's like, we want more raids, and we just want all the gear, and I want a Yellerhorn and all this other stuff.
Oh man.
And I was like, okay, I'm not going to say that crap. I'm going to say what they can do and what I feel like should be in the game. So I said, I'd really like it if you would add volume controls to the game. I feel like that would improve everyone's player experience, because sometimes you want to listen to your own music and sometimes you just don't want your ears to bleed. And I was attacked for that mercilessly, because it would, quote, make me more money as a streamer to have volume controls.
Can't win.
Can't win.
Can't win.
That was something I asked for everybody.
I could see every side of that. But
yeah.
There's no winning.
There's no winning. That's
No winning.
That's kind of the end thing of it. Also for year one, I should ask, like, what was your favorite exotic? Everyone's got one, right?
Fuck Moon, man. Sorry, Xbox.
The nothing manacles.
Ooh, yeah.
I love the nothing.
That just sounds cool.
I still don't understand why you use those.
I love those manacles.
The RAM was so much better in every way.
You are Jubilee from X-Men. But
I am Jubilee from X-Men.
You could, because she throws fireworks and shit.
Why you gotta be hating on X-Men? I have to say, man. My favorite was the Celestial Nighthawk, because I always felt like I hated the gunslinger class, because I felt like, man, I have this golden gun of fire and sun, and you'd shoot it at a boss, and it would be like, pew.
Yeah.
And then you got this exotic that made it do like 6 times damage, and you were like, suck it. And you'd see a huge chunk of their health.
Remember the week of one-liners?
Oh yeah, the week of where every time
being revoked. What was Gunny's? What was Gunny's at the end of the Oryx raid when he had the Nighthawk?
Oh, I can't remember.
I'm sure he fucked.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. We all were so proud of him.
Almost Sane 14 was good too. Yeah,
Sane 14 was Don't touch me's bones. Oh man, there's so many.
Don't touch me, bros. Yeah, those are good.
Basically, there was a lot of exotics in year one that felt. This actually is a good talking point too. Is that a lot of year one exotics felt really good and really strong and unique. And I feel like right now in year two, we're kind of struggling to get that uniqueness out of weapons again, weapons to armor. But I also feel like the uniqueness made them incredibly strong. To where we had the Hourhorn problem, where the G-Horn was so unique and so good. It was the end-all, be-all solution to every encounter in the game, period.
That was in the game at the very beginning, right?
Yeah. It was, if you don't know what that is, it was an exotic rocket launcher, and it was the only choice for every raid or any PvE encounter.
It was just, if you weren't using it.
If you weren't using it, people were giving you crap. Yeah, that's the Hourhorn. That's it.
It's bad to not use it. Yeah.
There's no point. It was the highest damage-dealing weapon in the game, so if you had a boss that took traditional damage, why would you use anything else?
Oh yeah, your throne's been taken.
Oh, that was it. Oh,
that's what he said.
Good job, Gunny. I love you.
Perfect, Gunny.
So now everyone coming into year two is really concerned that, this new gun or this new armor piece, it's not as good as something from year one, from the last previous generation of exotics and stuff like that. So I don't really have a response to that, but I really hope that, Bungie can drive uniqueness without creating stuff that's flat out broken again.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if they made the visual effects look cooler, then the guns would feel better.
Simulant. I love the pew pew. It's the pew.
It is. It's a cool looking, sounding, and feeling gun. As where some of the new exotics are just like their projectiles are basic. The animations or the enemies are basic.
Also, the models about that guns have gotten way better in year two than year one.
The draw of a lot of the exotic weapons is the way they look. Like you want them to look into it.
You're holding it. You're looking at it all the time. So you want to have something you like looking at.
Like I could use this gun, or I could use this gun that has lightning on it.
The Supercell is a good example of a
that's what I was thinking.
How do you feel about it? Do you think it's overpowered in anything, or is it just right? Yeah,
I think it's a little. I think it is fun. I find it to be pretty weak in the ways that I wish I could use it.
Super Hell. There's Super Hell.
Supercell.
That's the solar version. That's the solar version of Supercell. The Super Hell. The problem it's
from the hate of 1,000 suns.
Okay, go.
It's the only primary in the game that has a burn right now from year two.
Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of people
what the fuck? That's just a reskinned AK. That thing looks so boring.
It shoots
in the game. It's different. It's got lightning all over it.
Is that an official?
Actually, yeah. What is that?
That's just not it. Let's see where this is from.
No, it's not. That's not
where
it.
did you?
Okay, no, that's not it.
Was that a Lego Supercell?
That's from a random site. I literally just googled Zalo Supercell.
Also, the Hollow.
I was gonna say, isn't it misspelled?
That's probably it, right? Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, good.
That looks correct.
The Brood Witch.
Okay, go on. Yeah, see, much better.
You crush a freaking car. You're making me so angry, Fry Man.
Is that better for you?
What? Oh yeah. No, I'm into this.
It is still kind of.
Well, that's why I saw that. I was like, What the fuck?
Well, I mean,
That's just a normal.
But it's got the fire in it.
Does this have the fire in it? Does this have like little lightning stuff right here? Is that what that little?
Yeah, like
Okay.
lightning arcs around the front of it the whole time. Anytime you shoot enemies, it zaps lightning in between them.
Gotcha.
It's really mean.
Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't played too much. I'm running a Jade Rabbit right now, so that's my big thing.
Ooh.
Jade Rabbit is fun. One thing I do think they did a better job with exotics in year 2 is that they definitely tailored them to play styles, which was something they wanted to do in year 1. But they did a terrible job about it because everyone was using the Yallarhorn. In year 2, some people will come in your chat and be like, yo, this is my favorite weapon. And I'll just be like, I straight up hate that.
I hate that gun.
It's
Yeah.
garbage and I can't use it. And they're like, what? And it gets in these huge arguments. And I think that those types of arguments show that you are, in fact, developing balance in the game, because when you can scream at each other all day without a clear victor, that means something is balanced.
Yeah.
That's great.
I feel like in year 2, they were going for adding every weapon and armor piece you acquired for your Guardian was an addition to your toolbox.
Yeah.
They didn't want you to have, so in you know, whatever, in year 1, it was kind of like, all right, what are you running? I'm running Fatebringer, Found Verdict, G-Horn. I'm running Fatebringer, Aphrodite Spear, or Black Hammer and G-Horn, or Vision of Confluence, Spear, I mean, whatever. But there's like only like a set, like 5 or 6 weapons you were using in PvE, pretty much. And there's hundreds. So in year 2, it seems like it's like everything you get is for a specific situation. So you may not use all the time. But you're going to be maybe switching weapons a lot more often. And you're going to be excited trying new things like swords. They don't fit every situation. And the same thing with the Super Simulant or with any of the new raid weapons with Cocoon. Like, it just, everything has a purpose. We may not know what that purpose is yet.
Yeah.
But you're expanding your toolbox to handle any situation the game may or may not throw at you.
Yeah. Much better job.
Video games.
Still got volume coming from somewhere. There we go. I want to show this clip just to cap off a little bit about the raid. I think it just encapsulates everything. I'll try to pump it to you guys.
Now.
Are you hearing it?
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right, go.
Detonate.
I hear we have to hit him again after he's done, so just be wary.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Yeah, don't.
Watch for your name.
Sniper shot.
I will probably die for this one.
Get in.
So much yelling.
Oh man.
Made it.
No, everyone's
Coming.
Everyone's fine. He's so
Ladies and
low.
gentlemen, please turn down your earphones a little bit.
He's not dead yet.
Keep
It's very loud.
Wait for him to pop back up.
Keep watching.
Oh
Not
yeah.
yet dead. Yeah, he's coming back up.
Front. Here it comes. Turn my headphones.
Here comes the yell.
No damage. Chest.
Yes! Motherfucker! You bitches! World motherfucking first! World first!
That is dead.
Ah!
Holy shit, God!
He goes off. It's good.
Primary.
I'm
And then I go on to say, man, I sure hope we're world first, or this is going to be awesome.
No, yeah, I remember you're over. That's why I was like, I don't remember Goth saying that. I remember you saying, if we're not world first, I'm gonna sound like a jackass.
Yeah, I was just saying, I never watched this. That whole like raid is honestly a big haze, except for a few moments.
Yeah. I remember the only thing I remember about
like
it.
16 hours or something.
Yeah. The only thing I remembered about it was the moment of clarity we had at each encounter.
Yeah.
Where we figured
Where
out
you found, like, the one
you're
mechanic.
Right. Those are all highlights.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Base Rebel Eyes.
But overall-
figuring out how to shoot Oryx in the chest after not. Oh, that was a frustrating experience.
Yeah.
Did
Oh
you guys
my
ever
God,
raid
yeah.
in WoW or anything like that? Any other
Oh yeah, that's
I've raided in a lot of games.
So
Yeah.
for this, like, what was the comparison? Do you enjoy it more being able? Because
Yeah.
in
I
WoW,
mean, like,
everything's kind of figured out for the most part these days, because they have like the PTR realm and everything.
And PTR. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you go into stuff like this, and you guys were doing King's Fall, what, 3 weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I guess about yeah.
time flies.
3 weeks. Yeah, no, a month from tomorrow. A month backwards from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Came out Friday.
What was it like? What's it like being at like the top tier of that? To describe to people who are not there or who have not done it yet.
I think for me, compared to rating in other scenarios, there's something really I think the magic about rating in an FPS is that you feel extremely connected and it's really visceral. for me compared to like other encounters where I feel like I'm playing as someone else. Like my guardian is me. And I definitely feel that way much more now that the Taken King has come out. And so like when we finished this, I felt like I just killed like a god.
Right.
And it felt insane.
I'm sure psychologically there's something about being like in a first person.
Oh,
That's
man.
what I was going to say.
I almost blacked out.
I've done plenty of raiding, and I've been in very quote unquote competitive raid guilds before. It's where, going for world's first and stuff like that. And it definitely is very strange in a first person perspective because you get very enthralled. I know sometimes when I was raiding in Final Fantasy and stuff like that, I could sometimes just tune out to know the encounter. I'm just holding keys in a specific way. I know my rotations well enough, but like this, because it's always first person, I would agree with you. It's very visceral. I don't really know how to describe it. It's very strange. I wouldn't say like mechanically. I don't know when the games can be as mechanically difficult as like a PC MMO type raid because you just have more things you can do in those games. So obviously it's hard to compare the two because you don't have a tank, healer, a DPS. You don't have support classes. I think maybe we're getting there. This game is new. You look back at a pioneer of any genre to where I feel like Destiny, it's not an MMO, it's not just an FPS, it's not just a looter shooter. It is its own thing. Much like how WoW kind of also helped. I don't know if WoW is correct. I don't know who was first for MMOs, but they created something and then grew from it. And you look back to the first year the game was out to now. Hey, that's a good video.
Chat requested it. I'm just putting it on.
Well, the audio would make it.
Oh, because he was spawned. Okay. You guys didn't know he spawned there.
This is the first time Oryx spawned for us.
I would recommend you should play that with the audio.
Yeah. I'm pumping it now.
I got a motherfucking shotgun.
Nice.
Okay, nope.
Nice.
No.
People are still checking their inventory and shit. He accidentally spawned them. Nice.
Why?
What the fuck got jacked?
I like how you guys just start shooting him and have no idea what the fuck
I mean,
you're supposed to
that's
actually
what you do, man.
And then 2 hours later, we beat him.
Yeah.
Was it?
My favorite part is at the end of that clip, Sharon just goes, I was in a menu. Just like, the best part is his only lines.
I saw him come up and it was scary.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's a great example of like your reaction to playing the game is that like you see a big boss somewhere else, you're like, oh, that guy's big, he's in a castle. But here, like when he rose up out of there, like I was legitimately like, oh fuck, how do we do?
How do we? But that's the feeling in every encounter when we get there before the moment of clarity.
Exactly.
Is how do we do this? Because since there is no like PTR, like you were saying earlier, there's nobody there figuring out before it's on the live servers. When you're there figuring it out, it feels hopeless. Every encounter feels hopeless. I asked Luke. I said I asked him how exciting it is to watch people figure out the mechanics like live because they watch all the streamers live. And he says it's easy to make something hard. Watching a group of people encounter chaos and construct order from it and win is satisfying as hell. And it's a really cool experience from both sides.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite tweets ever, by the way, from Bungie. Was when we were talking about being tied for world first.
Oh my god, that was great. We always have this ongoing joke in our streams is that like people somehow, even though we play together all the time, don't know that we play together. So we were joking about in the raid, I don't know, guys, T-Rex is doing really good. I think he might get world first. And we're joking. And then Bungie tweeted out like one of these three people is going to get world first. Go say who you think it is in their chat. And it was just all three of us.
All three of us.
Nice.
Cheeky Deej is very cheeky.
Cheeky Deej is
nice. He's a nice
very
guy.
cheeky.
Ted Deej.
Is Oryx y'all's favorite encounter from King's Fall?
Absolutely. To a degree, I really like War Priests as because it opens up a whole new brand of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Oryx because it was the first boss that was. I mean, unless someone finds a huge cheat where they can just completely damage him from start to finish, I think it's the first boss in the game that you strictly cannot do damage to him as a guardian until the very, very, very end. Like to his health bar, you have to do other things. So it's a very mechanic-heavy fight. So having that really overpowered gun, although potentially making the encounter easier, isn't going to make you understand how to do it any better.
Gotcha. This is War Priest for those that can't read, and also we're wondering why Oryx is not on the screen.
Yeah.
I thought Thunderlord was good. I was wrong.
We're trying it.
I was, because I thought it was going to be this.
That's another thing they did really well in this encounter is that the whole raid is that in the other raids, you had to use heavy weapons. That's what you used to kill everything with it.
Right.
Very little use of heavy weapons.
Heavy weapons were like ad clears.
Yeah, you only
Yeah.
used them for big groups. You killed bosses with
Yeah.
snipers and primary fire, which is a huge change.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys like that? That's
Before
a
it
good
was
change.
like, wait for the opportunity. All right, spam rockets. Let's get as
Yeah,
much.
that's just not as satisfying. I would say, like, at the end of the day, that I was the most satisfied after every single boss kill, and still am. I'm not like it doesn't feel like a chore too, as
Yeah.
well, because I'm actively involved in every piece of it too.
Sure.
Goth, what was yours? Because Oryx for Broman, Oryx a little bit, and also this for
honestly, I
Rex.
really enjoyed the Golgoroth fight because it's the team check. It's
I love that.
can
shit.
your team coordinate and fight this boss, and that's I like that boss a lot. I think
is
that
this the
one's-
slime one?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
slime one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, slimy one. He's all slimy. That guy
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
You got him.
Everyone
Yeah, I
can
like
judge
that
how
fight a
bad
lot.
my aim is. It's gonna be great.
The what?
Everyone's gonna judge how bad my aim is because, like, I remember there's the comments in the Oryx skill video where it's like, "Wow, I can't believe how much you missed." I'm like, I was streaming for 14 hours.
Yeah, dude.
cut me a little fucking slack, please.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Plus, this is the fight that Goth figured out. This was Goth's moment of clarity, as
Yeah.
well.
Well, we each had one, and that's
Yeah.
why I love our raid group is because we had fun throughout the whole thing. We
Yeah, absolutely.
joked, stayed calm, no one got mad at each other, and at one point or another, each of us all figured out a mechanic, and so
We
it
took
was
breaks
it
and
was
peed.
it was a yeah. We took breaks to pee, and it wasn't all try hardy, and I got mega excited, but I still would have been just as excited
Yeah,
and happy
exactly.
if somebody else would have
Sure.
first.
So what do you guys do now in the game? You beat in the raid. Is it just do the raid once a week and then
3 times.
or 3 times? I guess
on
yeah.
each
For the
character.
characters.
There's a lot to do every week.
Yeah.
And they're constantly pumping new content into the game every week. There's something to be discovered. There's a secret to be unlocked. People are still finding things, and Bungie themselves are still introducing things.
Yeah, they're hiding things. The carrot on the stick is never caught in your.
Like, beating you with it now.
I
Yeah.
see. Yeah,
Like I think early November last year, I was only missing one piece of gear.
exactly.
I had everything, first weekend of November last year, and now there's there's hidden quests and hidden exotics and mysteries, and we haven't even seen the heroic mode of the raid yet. So
Nope. Oh man.
they're spacing things out so much better, and they're keeping that carrot on the stick just out of reach and dropping stuff to make players want to come back. Talk about microtransactions.
We can talk about. Well, that's
Yeah,
So I
that's
was
one of
gonna
the
say,
things.
do you want to talk about potentially
forward to that?
controversial new ideas in year 2?
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Because I know one that's been kind of happening a lot lately. So we'll talk about microtransactions, but like a lot of time gated activities. And what I mean by that is like, so you get a quest. Quest has you do X number of things in quest line, and then it says stop, wait 5 days, or wait till this next thing happens, and
Yeah.
then proceed.
That's kind of a lame
There's
way of
there's
extending that.
quite a few of those. I feel like there might be too many. I don't mind having to wait like for a couple things because it's like, oh, it's based on like the story of like the actual quest.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other, and I'm really excited about what I'm gonna get. But when you're doing it for 5, 6 things, chaperone, all 3 swords, a few other things as well, it gets kind of like heavy-handed to a degree, having to always wait to get that one thing you want. I don't know.
Is that a little bit of like a cheating way to extend the life of the content?
I wouldn't say it's cheating, but I mean, it's an age-old tactic. It's worked
Yeah.
on many, many games. Having, it's the same thing kind of like with raiding, where, I mean, they don't want you to raid 5 times in a row and get gear every single time because then you're done. They want to keep you hooked in longer.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
Destiny has always had a good breath to it. Like it would reset every week. The encounters would reset every week. It's like the game has a life of its own. So I think they've, since day one, something they have done great is built this expectation that you can't get it all at once. And I think they're just building out on that idea. Also, they could still be creating content for free and then pumping it into the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's kind of a good lead into the microtransaction thing that came out. That was this week, right? Or was that last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It's
Tuesday?
actually something that we've all been kind of speculating and calling since this time last year.
Yeah.
We thought they would do. Yeah. I've always been all about it. I think that microtransactions for not power, like just for
cosmetic.
Cosmetics. Yeah, cosmetic. I mean, look at League of Legends and how much money they make off of cosmetic microtransactions, and they fund everything with it. As long as Bungie doesn't go towards the dark side and sell power, then I think it's a good thing for the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is like the counter argument to that in the community? Then what are people? Are they just afraid of it turning into like?
They're worried about them selling power. Yeah,
that is the largest
slippery slope argument.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. People are concerned that money is going to get introduced, and eventually, instead of buying a dance, you're going to be buying a gun or a rocket to kill a boss. Which there are there are games that have gone down that path.
Mm-hmm.
And there are games that have not gone down that path. And I think that, Goth and I have both had the immense pleasure of going to Bungie to be part of live stream reveals with them. And in that experience, we got to talk to the people who make the game. And everyone at Bungie loves Destiny. Like, they love the game and they are part of the community that plays the game. And I don't think that passion and love of the game would let them introduce ideas into the game that would be harmful to it.
Yeah.
Especially something like, man, I just wish I had this exotic. Here, I'll buy it for $10. Which is what everyone is worried about.
I don't think they're going to do that.
I think they're going to do it.
Basically, if reports are to be believed, the intent is to use the revenue made from microtransactions for cosmetic things to fund all of the drops of content this year. So
the live team exclusively gets that money, supposedly.
Yeah. So as where last year you paid for Dark Below and House of Wolves, this year you won't pay for the year 2 equivalents of that. You'll have the choice to buy cosmetic stuff, and I believe a lot of people are going to buy cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, I mean, everyone. That's been like the age-old thing in MMOs, right? Everyone wants their character to be the character that looks different, can do something different than everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I could see that being incredibly successful and definitely like a money churner for the game. But we'll see. I don't know.
We will see. I put out a video the other day, and the title was "Bungie Don't Fuck It Up," and please don't fuck it up.
I just want to do the moonwalk.
What's the line? Like, what if they put in buy the different currencies? Like, buy more.
Bad.
It's all
You're
bad.
buying power. You're buying power. I think
You're buying.
the
I would also say, why would you do that?
Yeah.
To a degree like that, I feel like doesn't help your progress.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you could buy legendary marks.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Like the second you could buy motes of light, armor materials, anything down to like just glimmer, I'm not cool with it.
Okay.
That's bad. That's not a good road to go down. But if it's just like, oh man, I can do the Carlton, fuck yeah, I'm all about it.
If it impacts your active player experience versus your passive player experiance, I would say that's the hard line.
I mean, it will help players win dance-offs in the tower, which I think that's really the line right there. That's
What about?
I'm afraid I'm gonna get served, on a daily basis because I didn't shell out $5 for the Carlton.
What about shaders? What if they sold different shaders that were only available through that? Cool with that?
They need to keep collectibles. If there's purchasables, there still needs to be collectibles in the game, and I think there needs to be a means of earning silver, which is going to be the in-game currency. Just playing the game, even in small quantities. You don't agree?
No, I don't, because to a degree, then people won't buy it. A
lot of games actually do that.
A lot of games do that.
That's like the super carrot on the stick.
Enough for a thing. People.
I just don't think it'd work. We just have his opinion, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ships.
I'm very mad about it.
Gun shaders are something that I've
gun shaders.
I have no interest in those. I don't know why. Just I think the guns look fine as is. There's some that are kind of boring to a degree, but I'd rather have more shaders for my character or more dances and more other things than gun shaders.
Makes sense.
That's what I want.
I can see that. And then you guys brought up a question about the LFG, looking for group, and how it's not necessarily the best thing right now.
Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
Well, for the raids.
Calm.
For you're speaking specifically for the raids, right?
No,
For the game in general, I mean,
you cannot find a group. Within.
Oh, right. I guess I'm thinking matchmaking's not the same.
yeah,
thing.
there's no built-in
Yeah.
social systems to the game. There's not like a kiosk where you go and you look through like lists of people legitimately looking for group where it's like you go, you click, this is the activity I want, this is the recommended light level that I want my players to be, and then you set it up. You're the only way to actually make a group in Destiny is to leave Destiny.
Yeah,
that is the most fundamental awful mistake that Bungie has made that is still not fixed. Still not fixed.
Do you happen to know the clear percentage of some of the raids from year one? Like what percentage of the player base actually cleared those?
Oh, man.
Like
The stat that came out a while ago, wasn't it 25%?
Was it 25%?
It's very
It's not
low.
a high number. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder like how much that would change if you did have, like you're saying, like a social system in game, or if they set up like one of the nodes where you can go up and put like, I want to do this raid at this time, and then other people could join in.
Yeah.
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 That'd be interesting.
Good.
That's
The
obviously
big
like a huge
restriction
thing.
on it is that how do you make a looking for group situation without a keyboard? And I think once they solve that, it'll be all set.
I mean, they could go as simple as checkboxes.
Yeah, just checkbox, like turn
Just
the day into thirds
I'm
or something.
pretty sure WoW has that.
There's been quite a few mock-up UIs I've seen. Like, I mean, granted, the UI is not the whole how it
Sure.
works,
No,
but
yeah.
like I've seen some like ways for a player to access that function and have it not be completely awful, But I think checkboxes are, if there was going to be something in this iteration of Destiny, I would say checkboxes were some kind of simple form to kind of fill out. Would probably do it.
Yeah.
Besides the LFG system, is there anything else that you guys are like dying for to be in the game?
Private matches and PvP.
Private matches.
Oh, that's a good one too. Forgot about that.
Yeah. There's no way to just have friendly games. Like that would open up a
makes sense.
whole door of shit on Twitch for PvP
Exactly.
streams.
I just want to kill my friends with the hilt of my sword over and over again.
Oh.
And dance on them.
Yeah. Private
Uh,
matches need to happen.
Private
Yeah.
matches. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? Like what is the community dying for? You guys have kind of your ear to the community. What are they?
Those.
Those
Those are
those are big.
I mean, I would say, we're just as part of it as they are.
Yeah, exactly.
More or less want very similar things.
Yeah.
In-game Grimoire.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
We talked about that.
I want it so bad.
And I don't know. I feel like increased diversity for weapons.
I think dedicated servers are something that need to like truly dedicated servers, because there's still a lot of peer-to-peer in Destiny, and
True.
I don't think that's something that's going to happen in this iteration of the game. While there's still 4 platforms tied to the Bungie servers, but I think somewhere down the line they need to improve the online infrastructure because it's kind of a mess. And even with the improved coding now, there's still tons of rubber banding, red barring, invincible mans.
Such a mess.
It needs to be fixed. Like if they ever want their Crucible to be taken any sort of seriously, or to be a truly enjoyable experience, which it's fun, it is, then latency and lag and server issues need to go out the window, and it's something that I hope comes in time, hopefully.
I'm just scanning through chat. A lot of people are saying they want like ranked Crucible.
For ranked Crucible to happen, there needs to be more balance and better, and better framework and they.
It would suck to lose a ranked game because a guy was unkillable the entire.
Exactly.
I feel like Trials is sort of like that to a degree. You see how it can be effective, but also how it can be ineffective because you lose a game on things that you flat out could not control. Because there was a guy who backstabbed you from the front and then killed your 2 teammates with a throwing knife, and he was at his spawn. Like, you can't win that,
Yeah.
A lot of people are also saying
Vote map is something I'm surprised isn't in, but I feel like some
for
maps would
PvP.
just never be seen.
that's what I would say.
a lot of people are also
a
saying
lot of the old maps aren't around. Sorry,
6-player patrol. Something they want.
I mean, that'd be cool. I think that we'll see a lot of things get introduced. when the limitations that they're having to deal with by having the old gen consoles in the mix still, I think the game will change drastically once it moves away from that. Things like 6-player patrol won't be an issue.
Oh, explain Trials for those who don't know. That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
Trials of Osiris is a competitive Crucible game mode. It is 3 versus 3. You have first to 5 rounds. When you die as a player during a round, you cannot get back up. You have 1 life for that round. Your teammates can revive you, and you have a growing timer. And also your strength matters. In normal Crucible, they basically normalize all your damage to a specific set of stats. There's still diversity in the guns you can use and stuff like that, but your health is normalized, your level's normalized, everything is. So that way it is a more balanced player experience. Trials, they take that off. So if you are a level, let's say 37, and you go into Trials of Osiris, I don't think it's possible, but let's say it's hypothetically true, and you go against level 40 who has like raid gear, you are potentially going to do 0 damage to them, and you will die.
Interesting.
Same thing with Iron Banner, except Iron Banner is 6v6, and it's a lot, it's more casual, but your power still matters.
Yeah.
So that's what that is for those who want to know.
The other thing I see a lot of is, and this is not just in this chat, but I think globally, is Destiny on PC. If it ever comes out on the PC, would you guys switch?
I think all of our answers might be different for that.
I would
Like different prereqs.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's the prerequisites of what I would get.
I'd want full crossplay.
Yeah, I would if it's that, I'm assuming because potentially Windows 10 magic that my Xbox go to it.
It would. I think if it did happen, Sony would be left out if there was crossplay. You know, so I think it would be its own thing.
I honestly, as a third party who has no fucking idea, I have not been to the Bungie offices. I feel like that's probably the biggest reason why is they signed a contract with Sony at the launch of this thing, and they're tied being on console only for that.
It's a very
likely.
Yeah. And however long that contract is,
because that's another Microsoft platform, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they're gonna make it a Mac exclusive.
I mean,
well, I mean, it is Bungie, so fuck.
I would say if I could log in with my Bungie account to the game, kind of like like a Battle.net or something like that.
Yeah.
Hold like the characters I want, I'm on board. But I don't want to. I've spent a lot of time capping my grimoire, and I don't want to grind. That nonsense again.
Well, the grimoire is just a number, right?
Oh yeah, it's the number that I care. It's like achievements.
Well, I mean, it's look. I understand you want numbers to be bigger. I get that, man. I understand. That's the crux of every loot game.
Yeah.
So
it's like when is Destiny gonna bring in Paragon levels?
Yeah. Well, for me, like whenever I play video games, if it's a game I love, I want to complete it. Like that's what I want. So that's kind of my way of completing Destiny. It's collecting.
But you love MMOs so much, so isn't that sort of like,
man? Isn't that
masochistic a little bit?
You want to talk about the amount of grinding I did in FF14 for my PvP gear?
Please.
I was the only black mage that looked like a wolf on my server.
You want to talk about grinding for PvP gear? You're looking at an OG Grand Marshal.
Hi.
Come on.
My name's God. I played World of Warcraft, and I beat the guy.
I made 5 beats a day for 3 summers. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
We're both stupid people.
It's true.
Good
stuff.
We love video games.
I won the fishing tournament. I became a fish.
That's actually. I mean,
it was
you had me
awesome.
at Grand Marshals, but the fishing tournament. That's
dude. I would
Look up
get
on that
people to go
Sunday.
down in the ocean, and I would just fear them and hamstring them and become a fish and watch them drown.
Nice. Nice.
Awesome.
Well done. Well done.
Italian.
I think that's it though. Like, is there anything else that we didn't cover that you guys would like to, or at least talk about, mention? Like, I feel like we've kind of been through year 1 and talked about year 2 enough that I'll turn it over to you guys if there's anything in particular.
I would say at the start of the show, you talked about how there's never a better time to get in Destiny. I mean, I would want to reiterate that you can get not pay by Bungie. I just want you to enjoy a game if you want to.
Yeah. Let's just say the idea of the show is to be as positive as possible.
Yeah. If
That's
you want to
literally why I do this, is because everything's fucking negative right now. Like the world of video games is I just want a positive show.
It's a shame because video games are such a fun thing.
Yeah.
You know, going back to the things that we want in the game, I made a video this time last year about how ships should be more integrated
Yeah, let's do something with
You
the
know
ships.
what's weird as fuck? So I was playing Reach the other day, a game made by Bungie. I think the final Halo game made by Bungie. Did you guys ever play through that?
No.
Yeah.
I played through it when it launched. I forgot about this entire ship sequence that exists in that game that looks oddly similar to the ships in Destiny. It had like kind of
weird like
Lion.
wings almost, if I'm remembering right.
You
I
can
would
what?
love space combat.
Like it had very similar like models for the ships.
Yeah,
Right?
the ships were very similar
Yeah,
looking.
okay.
And I was playing through that. I'm like, huh, why is this not in Destiny? Like, what the fuck happened?
It's silly, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I always thought that the loading screen should be a mini game, but then what is it? Namco owns.
Namco owns that, but I think that's
Somebody
actually
owns the
gone. I think that
copyright.
came out, or that whatever the thing was, the trademark I think is the copyright ended this
yeah,
year,
yeah.
or is ending soon. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, someone needs to buy it.
Yeah.
Bungie.
Or just not even buy it. Just
Let everybody.
Yeah, let everyone.
I
use
feel
it.
like
Everybody
the
have cake?
concern for ships, though, is I mean, Bungie. The reason why the playlists in Crucible rotate is they don't want an empty game mode like they had with all these lobbies in their other Halo games, whereas they had these. You know, some people were diehard fans of, let's say, like team doubles or whatever in whatever Halo game you want to play. But then it took 10 years for you to get a game. I think that they care a lot about the player experience to where they want to do their best to not have you sit and wait for 20 minutes to get into the activity you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It doesn't, I don't know. So ships aren't for me, but I definitely see the appeal. But my concern is like I want to. I would prefer them to put investment into things that like I think that everyone's going to enjoy versus just a select few and stuff like that.
I will say that.
And again, maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe everyone wants fucking ships.
Hey man, that ship part of fucking Reach was the best part of Reach. To be honest. It
I
was
think
good.
Nintendo actually cut the corner with Splatoon's mini games because they put it on the gamepad and not on the main screen. I think there's some sort of like legal gray area there.
Yeah.
Loading screen games.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Crafty Nintendo.
We cut you off though, T, before we jumped into the Reach thing.
I was just gonna say, if you want to get into Destiny, there really is no better time to do so. You are a bit behind, but it's easy to catch up. And on top of that, the game is $60 for the Legendary Edition. You get every DLC, including the newest one, Taken King, for $60. So you can catch up with your friends. Leveling has been tuned to be easier, so you can catch up to level 40. Basically, by the end of all the story missions, you should be about 40.
Yeah.
That way you don't have this problem we did with the game just came out where you're you're kind of nowhere near where you need to be and you have to grind for like a whole day to get to level 20 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, come join us if you want. It's pretty fun. I like it.
And there's
You
no
like shooting stuff. Great.
if you've played other MMOs on the PC, like there's no server. Everyone's together. So that
It's
you don't have
kind
to worry
of
about that.
localized. Like you're always going to play with people who are in similar areas with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
weird how
I
they
never
chose
used to
that.
play with Goth before, but now we show up in each other's towers all the time.
Yeah.
So you will see familiar faces,
Yeah.
but there's no formalized servers.
Goth or Brummett, anything last minute you guys want to talk about?
Nah, man, I'm good. This has been a lot of fun. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
Had a great time.
Thanks to you three for coming on. Thanks to the Destiny community as well for giving me a little bit of a break in chat. People jumped on me for saying slimes on the fight. I haven't done it yet. I'm sorry, I haven't done it yet.
Nah, slimes. It looks like slime.
All right,
Goop.
fuck that guy in the chat then.
Take your thing.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna call it slimes from now on.
Boom.
Light bulbs.
There we go. I feel better already.
Ectoplasm, guys.
Have you guys shot the It's Me JP slimes yet? We got to drop the It's Me JP.
Don't call him that. Don't call him that. Don't call him
We'll call them that now.
that. Let's do some shout outs though to wrap up the show. Goth, you want to start off? Just shout out your stream. What?
Oh, I'm shouting out myself.
Who are you shout outs to? I was like, crap, another list.
Yeah.
Shout outs to
Your
Barack.
Twitter, your YouTube. Where can people find you on the internet? Stuff like
You can find me at where is it? Is it over there? Yeah, something that. Nope, that's me.
that. Other way.
That way.
That's
cool.
the way.
Aha, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Twitter is at Gathalion, Twitch is King Gathalion, and YouTube is Borderlands.com because I'm terrible at branding.
There you go.
Check me out.
Also, I will note that the cast did write their own bios. That was not me writing that.
20 words are not enough to accurately describe Gathalion's channel, but it's all JP gave me, so I'll just say.
Yep. Yep. Broman, do some shout outs.
Oh man. Okay. Hi, I'm Professor Broman, and I talked. This is my thing. You can follow me on Twitter at Professor Broman, or Twitch at twitch.tv/Professor Broman, or on YouTube on my old high school YouTube account that YouTube wouldn't let me change my name to.
Fucking YouTube.
YouTube.com/BenWCA because it makes no sense. Also, if you stop by the stream, we give free hugs.
There you go. There you go.
Free hugs.
Last but not least, T, do some shout outs.
Sure. If you like video games, I play video games at twitch.tv/T-Rex. My Twitter is at the T-Rex. I tweet about stuff. And then my YouTube is youtube.com/T-Rex Twitch because T-Rex is taken because people don't want to give me nice things. I can't get gamer tags or forum things with T-Rex anymore. It makes me so upset. But my bio says Dapper Dinosaur does Destiny, chill jams, and social hangouts 7 days a week.
There you go.
7 days.
I like how you guys all read them too. That's very cute. That's very cute.
Well, can I read Goths? Can I read Goths?
Yes, but Goth will be on screen, so Goth look pretty.
20 words are not enough to accurately describe
Wait.
channel.
Okay, hold on.
All right, I'll read
All
it.
right, go. Now, yeah.
We're doing this.
Right. 20 words are not enough to accurately describe Gathalion's channel, but it's all JP gave me, so I'll just say...
The battery.
I like how you're trying so
You gotta
hard,
replace the batteries.
but you're failing so.
You gotta replace the batteries. There. I like that you lean forward to get the effect.
I know it went fucking zoom.
Man, you gotta get a better
face. Ooh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm so sorry.
Damn. His zoomed. Look at that.
I'm way better at zooming than you are.
Dude, I don't understand. Mine didn't want to zoom at all.
Didn't
Sucks to
want
suck, nerd.
All right, anybody streaming right after this? Is anyone streaming right after this?
No, I'm gonna go to bed and not speak till tomorrow.
There you go. What about tomorrow? What do you guys? More Destiny? I think aren't you guys doing some not Destiny tomorrow?
Yeah, we're all our Twitch team. We're all going to do Destiny, our usual stuff in the morning, and then tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, we are doing Mario Maker challenges for each other. So it's going to be like a race to finish everyone else's.
Yeah.
Mario
It's going to be some Mario. And it's going to be fun. I think we're giving away a Wii U.
I'm doing Formal Friday tomorrow where I wear a suit.
Oh, that's so good.
Ooh, that's gonna be hot.
It actually feels fine. It fits really well. Breathes.
There you go. There you go.
I also put a dinosaur suit under it. I don't do that, but I could. My suit is actually big enough. I might have tried it on together.
Nice.
I put on my dino onesie and also put my suit on. Now that is very hot. That is
I don't even
pass out under my lights hot.
I don't even want to know why. I don't even want to know why. Guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of Fandom. Thanks again to the three of you for coming on and for the Destiny community coming to the channel. And we'll see you guys on Twitch and elsewhere on the internet. We're out. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.